Welcome back to Bookcast, where we dive into life-changing books one chapter at a time. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jenny. Last time we tackled Build Confidence and Destroy Fear. That one really made me rethink how much I let little doubts slow me down.
Same here. Today's chapter is one of the most important in the whole book. How to Think Big.
Ooh, I like the sound of that already. I'm guessing this is about dreaming bigger?
Exactly. But it's not just about dreams. It's about training your brain to default to big picture thinking. Dr. Schwartz says thinking big changes how we see problems, opportunities, and even ourselves.
So why do most people not think big?
Because it feels safer to think small. If you aim small, you reduce the chance of failure, but you also limit your growth. Schwartz points out that small thinking leads to small results, and ironically, it often doesn't protect you from failure anyway.
So small thinking is like playing not to lose instead of playing to win.
Exactly. It's the difference between saying, "How do I avoid mistakes?" versus, "How do I make this amazing?" Schwartz says the size of your success is directly related to the size of your thinking. If you believe you're capable of big achievements, your mind starts looking for ways to make them happen.
Sounds like the law of attraction.
Similar, but more practical. He's saying your mental scale affects every decision. Who you meet, what challenges you take on, how persistent you are.
Okay, but if reality says I have $50 in the bank, thinking big doesn't magically make it $5,000.
True, but thinking big says, okay, what can I do to make that $50 grow into $5,000? Small thinking might just say, well, I guess I'm stuck with $50.
So it's shifting from accepting limitations to expanding possibilities.
Yes, and that's why Schwartz says to visualize the future, not just the present. The more vividly you can see the bigger version of your life, the more your brain works to get there. Another part of thinking big is steering clear of petty thinking, focusing on unimportant problems, gossip, or tiny complaints.
That's tough in workplaces. Some days the biggest drama is who took someone else's mug.
Exactly. Schwartz warns that people who think small often waste time on small problems. Big thinkers rise above that. They don't waste mental energy on things that don't move them forward. Our words shape our thinking. Schwartz suggests using language that makes things bigger, not smaller. For example, instead of, "This is a pretty good idea," say, "This is a great idea." Instead of, "I hope we can make this work," say, "We will make this work."
So basically upgrade your vocabulary so your mind gets used to expecting more.
Exactly. Language is like mental software. Upgrade it, and the whole system runs better. Many people think small because they underestimate themselves. They believe success is for other people. Schwartz says the reality is successful people aren't necessarily smarter. They just think bigger and take bigger steps.
So it's more about mindset than IQ.
100%. Schwartz also says to think big about people. That means seeing them as important, valuable, and full of potential, not just as roles or titles.
I like that. It probably helps build stronger relationships too.
Exactly. When you treat people like they matter, they feel it, and they often rise to meet that expectation. Schwartz shares a story about a small retail manager who used to focus only on the store's daily problems. But when he started thinking bigger, imagining his store as the best in the region, he made changes that tripled sales in 2 years.
That's inspiring. So thinking big isn't just daydreaming. It leads to action.
Exactly. The dream is just the starting line. The book gives some practical tips. 1. Don't be afraid to aim high. Set goals beyond your current reach. 2. Look for possibilities, not just obstacles. 3. Enlarge your thinking with questions like what if and why not? 4. Associate with big thinkers. Your environment influences your mindset.
So I should be hanging out with people who inspire me to stretch?
Absolutely.
I think my biggest takeaway is that I often limit my own thinking because I'm scared of being unrealistic. But I realize now, small thinking doesn't protect me, it just keeps me small.
That's a perfect summary. Next time, we'll move to how to think and dream creatively, which builds on everything we've learned today.
Can't wait. And for everyone listening, remember, the size of your thinking really does shape your future. Think big.
Thanks for joining us on Bookcast. See you next time.